Tuesdays with Morrie is by Mitch Albom, and I'm going to read the excerpt on the front because it really explains what the book's about. So maybe it was a grandparent or a teacher or a colleague, someone older, patient, and wise, who understood you when you were young and searching, helped you see the world as a more profound place, gave you sound advice to help you make your way through it. For Mitch Albom, that person was Morrie, his college professor from nearly 20 years ago. Maybe like Mitch, you lost track of this mentor as you made your way, and the insights faded and the world seemed colder. Wouldn't you like to see that person again, ask the bigger questions that still haunt you, receive the wisdom for your busy life today the way you once did when you were younger? Mitch Albom had that second chance. He rediscovered Morrie in his last months of the older man's life. Knowing he was dying, Morrie visited with Mitch in his study every Tuesday, just as they used to back in college. They rekindled relationship, turned into one final class, lessons on how to live.
Well, that expert pretty much tells you what the book's going to be about. It really is an amazing book to read for a number of reasons. One is if you're having a hard day being a teacher, I think that this book can really give you some perspective on your issues. You know, if you think you're having a bad day, if you read this book or read parts of this book on those bad days, you'll realize that your life isn't as bad as it could be. And I think that and it's not even if you're having a bad day. In general, if you read this book, it tends to make you feel good about what you have, and it also gives you a good idea of what to remember when you're living your life. I mean, this book is amazing. It did make me cry a little bit, and I'm sure it made you cry as well.
It made me cry. You know it's going to happen because Morrie has Lou Gehrig's disease, and it tells you that in the very first chapter that he has this and that he's going to die a very long and painful death. But when it comes, you're still shocked by it.
Absolutely.
Because somebody with so much life shouldn't die. And through his book that Mitch wrote, at least Morrie still lives and he touches the lives that he wanted to help. And since Morrie didn't care about what people thought or expectations, he just wanted to learn and he wanted to help people. He asked Mitch what he needed from him in his final months, and Mitch responded that he needed to learn how to live, and Morrie said to learn how to die is to learn how to live. But they did sessions every Tuesday in Morrie's study, and they talked about the world, feeling sorry for yourself, about regrets, about death, about getting old, about your family, about getting married, about money, how to go on when you lose something important to you, how culture affects our lives, and saying goodbye, and also the perfect day. And Morrie's answer to Mitch's question concerning the perfect day really surprised him because it was so simple. All Morrie wanted was to be able to walk again and to go hand in hand on a walk in the park with his wife and to have a picnic under a tree. And when you ask what's the perfect day, that's not what most people will say. But Morrie was so simple.
Right, and at the end of his life, he was trapped inside of his body. He did everything. He went through all the steps of ALS, which eventually will shut down your body. It went from the legs up, in Morrie's case, and he knew once he couldn't talk, it was close to the end. Of course, all he wanted to do was talk at the end of his life. He just wanted to still be part of somebody's life, and he still wanted to teach, and he wanted to listen. He loved to listen, and that's one of the reasons Mitch came back, among other reasons, and why a lot of people did come back, or did not just come back, but why a lot of people just flock to him. He was a huge role model in a sense of a term, and people loved him. And well, now I do have to read the book, so it's a,
He's a really great guy. The ABC show Lifeline came in and did a segment on him, and instead of feeling intimidated or dressing up, Morrie just sat in his regular, most comfortable clothes and talked frankly to the guy.
yeah, I think it was Ted Koppel who did the interview, and I think Morrie actually ended up intimidating Ted Koppel because he had a pre-briefing to talk about what they wanted to hear in the show. And I think Ted Koppel got kind of scared, a little nervous around Morrie after that, but he eventually became another one of the people that loved Morrie, and he respected him, and they had a good relationship. I think they did 3 shows.
Yeah, 3 shows.
So
One when he just found out, one in the middle of the show, and one right before he lost the ability to talk. And because of the show, people sent in letters and called and wanted to drive across the country to spend an hour with him, because he was so full of life and so caring and so generous that people wanted to know someone like that. They wanted to be a part of that. They wanted to take some of that with them. And so even though he was old and dying, he touched more people in those last few months than most people touch in their whole entire life.
I think this is a good book for any teacher or any person to read. Go in and go pick it up, read it, enjoy it, cry a little bit, maybe.